Good morning, and today is the first day of the breathing challenge. Now, I'm just wanting to get this organised and see if I can do a watch party on my own page. So bear with me while I see if I can work this wonderful technology. Let's see. No, I can't. Never mind. Okay, let's get going. The breathing challenge. So let's just recap on a little bit of the stuff that I was telling you yesterday. The phenomenal power that we have by controlling our breath, and how, and particularly nose breathing, and I think this is a message we have to get out loud and clear, is that we need to switch. If you're a mouth breather, and they reckon maybe up to half of the population are, I certainly was, and still am. I dip in and out. I'm in the process of becoming a full-time nose breather. So nose breathing, first and foremost, investigate and find out whether you're breathing through your nose or breathing through your mouth. Do you wake up in the morning with a dry mouth and thirsty? The chances are then you're a mouth breather. And there's things you can do to encourage the lips to stay sealed when you're sleeping. And there's loads and loads of advice in that on the internet. You can have the full tape over your mouth, or you can just put a little bit of tape there. It's just a gentle reminder. Keep the mouth closed and breathe through the nose. Now, if you don't breathe through the nose through the night, the chances are, well, it's it's the science of the body, the biology. You won't be getting proper sleep. You won't retain, your memory gets affected because the information comes down, goes through the brain, and don't ask me exactly how it works, but we retain the information when we sleep in these perfectly balanced states. We go into rest, restore and repair, and this is when the body kind of switches off from the busyness of the mind and starts to try and undo all the damage that we've done through the day. Our organs will start to eliminate at certain times through the night. The healing hormones flood in between 10 and 2, but you have to be sleeping in order to maximise the benefits. The other thing that not sleeping properly affects is your blood sugar. And with diabetes, type 2 diabetes being such an enormous problem, that is something you really need to understand. If you're not sleeping properly, if you're not going to bed working with a circadian rhythm, it is likely that your blood sugar will be all over the shop. And according to my friend Donal O'Neill, who has now made his 4th documentary on healing and how to stay well, blood sugar is possibly the biggest indicator that we have, simple indicator for long-term health. And what we have to be looking at now is prevention. Now, I wish somebody had taught me all this stuff, when I was at school. I think this has to be in schools. How to work your body, how to breathe. I mean, the list of benefits is endless. And as I say, since I really started focusing on the Soma breath, and I'll talk to you about the difference in the breathing, the different breathing methods, the pain in my lower back has just disappeared, and that is just fantastic. So believing that we're the victim of the body and the victim of the chronic pain really doesn't serve us. Now we're like that. Look, you can actually make changes and add things in. I mean, nobody wants to change all their diet and stop doing all the things that they love. And that's what I love about EFT, breathing and reconnecting to nature. We're not asking you to stop doing all the things that you like doing. We're just saying, why don't you add some of these things in and see how differently you can feel? So nose breathing, the nitric oxide is fascinating because when I was doing the 5 elements on natural light, how the natural light in the skin boosts nitric oxide. Breathing through the nose boosts nitric oxide. Humming boosts nitric oxide. Why does that matter? Your blood pressure is affected. Now, probably, I know from a nutrition perspective, the first thing I would think about high blood pressure is dehydration. But when we start to look at the holistic view, then you think stress, obviously, inflammation. Breathing will change your chemistry, douse your inflammation without having to do anything else. Now, what we need to look at, and what happens when I'm working with people, helping them to heal from allegedly terminal and incurable disease, because we are looking at an outdated model of the body with that information. A lot of this stuff that we're bringing you through Scotland's Wild Medicine and Heal Scotland, you will not get in the school, in the surgery, or in a hospital even, or even at a specialist, unless you're very lucky. And there are people out there doing some amazing work. This breathing stuff should be all over the news. It's all that politicians should be talking about. How you can move out of fear, how you can decrease your anxiety. 2 suicides a day in Scotland. 40 people will die of cancer today, and nobody's mentioning that because they're banging on about COVID all the time. And it's sad that people are dying of COVID, but it's sad that our cancer rates are completely out of control. Why are we not doing something about that? Prevention, and then if you have a heavy diagnosis or prognosis, these things can make you feel better, because what the system will do will plunge you into fear and darkness and hopelessness like you have never maybe experienced in your life before, believing that there's nothing you can do. I'll tell you this, nothing could be further from the truth. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. I could have a stroke or a heart attack and be out of here. I am totally aware of my impermanence. But I'm not caring about dying, but I don't want my body, if I can possibly avoid it, to become a cumbersome project for me or for my family or for carers. And if we can take some of that load off by learning these simple 3 techniques that will transform your chemistry, your energy field, your ability to manage your emotions, all of that, imagine the pressure we can take off the NHS and allow them to do the stuff that they're brilliant at and care for the people who cannot at this time help themselves. So, without any more ado, let's just start off. Please join the event, because I'm posting all the up-to-date science and all the different ways that you can breathe in that event. And you need to do your own research. You know, it's time for us. I'm making it as simple as possible for you, but take time to watch the videos and understand what you're doing when you're breathing, and use your intention. What do you want? What is your goal? Is it to have more energy? Is it to have less dis-ease? Is it to have less pain? Is it to balance out all your symptoms? Have you got any autoimmune disease? Look at Neeraj. He healed his ulcerative colitis, which is a huge, huge problem, with pranayama, conscious breathing. Now, I'm not saying this is the only thing that you need to do, but this is free. It will instantly change how you feel, and you're going to love it. And that's the thing that you have to do when you're choosing things that you're going to add in. Do things that you enjoy. There's enough crap out there that we have to do out of a sense of duty and paying the bills. When it comes to your healing protocols, this is your self-care. You decide exactly what it is that you're going to do. Now, first of all, start with the amount of time that you can dedicate. Now, if you're a single mum with kids or a single dad with kids, or if you've got a busy lifestyle, etc., time is of the essence. So you can start with a simple 2 minutes, the 4-7-8, twice a day. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. Everybody can squeeze that, and you can do it when you're sitting watching TV. You can do it lying in your bed. There's no excuses, so choose something that is really accessible. If you have got a bit of extra time, then go into Wim Hof, Joe Dispenza, or my favourite right now is Soma. The Soma, because he's got the music, he's got the auto-suggestion, the hypnosis, the affirmations. He really takes you on a journey and you get the high. And not all breathing techniques are giving you that high. So I would recommend try a few different ones out. Use your intuition. What one are you drawn to? Is it the breath of fire? Is it Wim Hof? Is it Joe? Is it Soma? Or try a few different ones out in yourself. But get the time right. I will dedicate for this next 2 weeks 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can go right up to an hour. But if you're just starting breathing, then it's like you wouldn't go out and run a marathon straight away if you've never run before. It is a workout and you need to just slowly but surely, gently work up to it. If you try to set your goals too high, you'll fail. And morning, Helen. And that's not what we want. We don't want any more beating up on ourselves. What we want is something that's achievable, that's doable, that's going to change the chemistry, douse the inflammation, and help us on a path to where we want to go. So, time, and then choose the protocol or the breathing. I'm not going to be going live every day, so you will take your own video. And the advantage of that is going to be that you can fit it in any time that suits you. Because sometimes I switch my time around because I tend to go with how I'm feeling much more now than I'm not stuck to certain times. Sometimes I'll do it at night, sometimes I'll do it first thing in the morning. It is completely up to you. Make it easy on yourself. The only thing that you have to do is commit to doing it every day. Because I can bang on here as much as I want about the incredible benefits of this, but until you feel it and experience it yourself, then you're not going to believe me, or you're not going to care. You say, oh, that's a lot of shit. Because we're so cynical, aren't we, in Scotland? Oh, that's a lot of crap. She's talking a lot of crap. But if it was that important, then the doctor would have told you, the nurse would have told you, somebody would have told you. Yeah, you know, and as I was saying, I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, why has nobody written a book on this before, all these things that you can do to heal? Good question. And maybe there are books out there. Have you researched? Certainly James Nestor's book, Breathe, incredible. There are amazing books out there. But the reality is, most of us are struggling for energy. We're a little bit apathetic. We're a little bit cynical, you know, and we're just kind of like overwhelmed with too many things to do. So 2021 is a really good time for you to start trying these things. What have you got to lose? And you've got everything to gain. The other thing I would ask you to do is try and coerce somebody that's maybe a wee bit cynical and a wee bit doubtful, just to prove to yourself, you know, that it does work. Just come on, try it with me. It's so much more fun to do these things as a collective. So try and get your tribe. This is how the groundswell, this is the only way that the Heal Scotland movement can ever work, like into the deepest, where people are encouraging other people. We don't need therapists, we don't need trainers, we don't need anything. We just need each other, and we need an attitude and a different perception of we can, I'm possible, as Neeraj says. So let's do the 478 just to get started. Check in with the body. How are you feeling today? And just rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of 10 being bliss, 1 being contraction and stress. Where are you in this emotional scale? And where would you like to be? So we're going to do the 478, and that simple technique, 4 rounds of 478, in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. And then you can see if you have changed how you feel, even just a little bit. Even if you're cynical, even if you're resisting being able to take control of the body. Okay, so breathe in, hold, and out. And in, hold, and out. And in, hold, and out. And in, hold, and out. Okay, and just breathe nice and easy. Now, can you feel a difference? Check in with the body. So that's your minimum commitment, the 4-7-8. And if you are a practice conscious breather, then you can rack it up. Maybe you do breathe off, on and off, but you're not making it a practice, because there's lots of different reasons you could do it. You will do this. One, obviously my passion is about healing chronic pain, balancing all your systems. But if you're a free diver or an athlete, this is essential for you to get the best performance out of yourself. And free diving is all about this, what we call controlled hypoxia, holding the breath. So that's what we're going to do right now. So Wim Hof usually does 30 breaths and anything between 3 to 5 rounds of 30. And then you do a retention at the end of each round. So you breathe in, and then you breathe all the way out, and you hold your breath for as long as you can. And all of the videos on YouTube will count it for you. Joe Dispenza, he does more of the breath holding in the in-breath and squeezing all the perineal muscles, abs, and all the way up. So you're squeezing the energy into the brain and then letting it all go. Soma, he does different variations of 2 in, 4 out, 4 in, 8 out, 4 in, 4 out, 2 in, 2 out. So there's a whole load of different variations he has on it. And then these retentions, which is interesting the way he does it. So you hold the breath out. And I'm really rubbish at this, I'll just be honest. Holding my breath is not, I'm working on it now, I'm really focusing on it to get the C2O to the level, because I want to free dive in the summer when I get back to the heat. So you really need to practice. That's a whole different level of why you're doing this. But if you're just a beginner, just focus on these nice gentle exercises and just taking the control of the breath and doing it rhythmically. So what happens is the heart and the brain go into coherence. And the cells, as I was saying yesterday, as we start to the cells start to expand. And if you do this over a prolonged period of time, you can get really emotional, because it is a very natural way of letting go. And you know, when I was in Thailand, I remember lying in a little hut at 4 a.m. and hearing the monks chanting and chanting. And then when I was in Kathmandu, no, it was actually halfway up a hike, a trek up the Annapurna trek. I could see these men up in the little hut all chanting, and I was wondering, what are they doing? Well, now I know what they were doing. They're chanting to change their state, to tap into different data streams of information, to stay well, to let go of the past, to tune into the divine. There's lots of different reasons why you would do this, but I think primarily if we just stick to the idea right now that we're calming, and we're putting the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system into alignment, we're calming the vagus nerve, and we're just bringing peace, because inner world peace starts with each one of us becoming peaceful. So I'm going to do just one round of more dynamic breathing now, so you can just do this with me as well. And then I'm going to leave you to choose the breathing exercise that you would like to do to bring this into your, even if you just do it in your family, see the difference in the coherence in the family, because particularly if you're the mum or the dad, maybe you're a teenager, just you being able to absolutely move into that place of peace and non-reaction affects everybody. And this is the thing that we're really trying to get past now, is away from reaction and judgment, and then into acceptance and observation. So just like when other people are reacting and in fear, you just observe and allow them to do that, and then they're more likely to let it go without having, as Esther Hicks says, without having to teach them. Never teach somebody unless you're in the high frequency of unconditional love, and you're not down here in judgment and, you know, criticism and all of that. You're way up here and you're like, well, here's another nice way to look at it. So again, if you're a nose breather, then carry on breathing in and out through the nose. If you're a mouth breather, try breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And if you can't do that yet, just breathe in and out through the mouth. Wim Hof never goes on about nose breathing because he just keeps it really simple, and I love that about him. But I think now that we've got all this science and all these studies, we need to be looking to move from mouth breathing to nose breathing, but one step at a time. So you can breathe in and out through the nose, you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, or you can breathe in and out through the mouth if that's where you're at right now. Do not stress about it. Just know that you're breathing and you're changing your state. Okay, so just get nice and comfortable. You can lie down to do this or sit in a chair. You may get lightheaded. Tune in, it's your body. All the risk averses will be shouting, you can't do this if you're pregnant, if you've got high blood pressure, do. I can understand why we avoid certain groups, but breathing and controlled conscious breathing, we can all do that. Listen in. If it starts to feel uncomfortable, just pull back. It's up to you, because that's the other thing that you can do. You can do it, you can breathe like or you can go so you can use different levels of ferocity within the breathing. And you will, if the stronger you do it, the sooner you will recognise hyperventilation and that dizziness and that. But that is actually what we're going for once we get more practiced. But if you're not used to doing that, it'll feel strange. And if it feels strange, we get scared and we want to back off. So you just take it at your own pace. And there's lots of brilliant breathing instructors out there, and I can help you as well if you want to work one-to-one with somebody if you do have a lot of fear. Okay? So lie down or sit comfortably in a chair so that if anything untoward happened, that you fell off or you fell to the side. I don't want to scare you, it's unlikely to happen, but I just have to let you know that it has happened to me on a few occasions, but normally because I'm really going for it. Okay, so breathing in for 2 and out for 4. And in and out. 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 One more, in and out. And then a deep breath all the way in and all the way out. And then just hold it there. And close your eyes and feel what is there in this moment. Tingling, lightness. And just really relax into it. Enjoy that deep expanded state. Dropping into the subconscious. Blood is starting to alkalize. Heart and brain are going into coherence. Brain frequencies changing. cells are resetting themselves. You're detoxing. All of this is going on right now. And with your clear intention, just intend to yourself clearly, with full power, I am letting go of everything that no longer serves me. I am in the process of healing this body, dissolving all dis-ease. I am attracting abundance, my soulmate, my true healing, my purpose, whatever it is that your heart desires, say it clearly. Order it, cosmic order it now. And let go of any trauma, abuse and disappointments, betrayals. Let it all go now. Okay, and just tap with me. I am taking my power back. I have the ability to heal this body, no matter what I've been told. I am a powerful, sentient energy being. Come on, mean it. Say it with an intention, like you know this stuff works. Your cells are responding now to your clear intention. I have the power to attract and create. I have the power to release and let go. I am healing myself and I'm releasing all limitation. I'm joining this breathing challenge. I am committing to my cells, my intuition, my gut, my heart, my brain. I allow myself to take back my power. I have a truly unimaginable power. I am opening up to my potential, to my possibilities. I allow myself to dream, to use my incredible imagination. And I'm letting go of anything from the past that no longer serves me. I am a powerful sentient being. And I am waking up to this power. I am opening up to the power of the breath, of rewiring my brain, changing the frequency of my brain, allowing my heart and my brain and my gut to be in coherence. I am a giant musical instrument who has been out of tune and who is now realigning with the universal field. I am a powerful being. I am healing. I allow the unconditional life force to flow. I have free will. I am pretty goddamn amazing. Nice deep breath. And again, just check in. Ooh, you feel that tingling, wow. That's your emotional guidance system saying, that's it. That's where we want to be. That's what I want you to think about. That's what I want you to believe, the good stuff. You are the pilot of this spaceship. You're the thinker, you're the believer of the thoughts. You're the breather. And now with this phenomenal new information that we can change so much with consciously tapping into the breath. My God, imagine we can get everybody in Scotland. Now I talk about Scotland and I hate borders and I hate division, and I'm not in any shape or form a nationalist. I'm a globalist. I love every human on the planet. But we're starting in Scotland, but this information's for everyone. Please don't let that word put you off. We are powerful, sentient beings, and we're now just starting. If you have the balls, the courage, if you're feeling that resonance, we have the power to wake up now to our true magnificence. It is honestly the most amazing thing that you will ever experience. Anyway, please share, get everybody to join in this challenge. This is a groundswell. This is the people. This is us taking our power back. We don't need to wait in a queue for 12 to 14 months for somebody to help us. We can do that all by ourselves. Anyway, thanks for all the messages, and I'm so glad you enjoyed it, and I'll be chatting to you again soon. Ciao, ciao.